single head of hair is different. It matures differently. I didn't exactly expect my hair to look like this when I first started at this stage, but this is what it looks like. It's just that it's a journey. Part of the journey is accepting whatever will come ahead. Whether you like it or don't like it is fully your choice. You can choose to like something and accept it, and choose to not like it. Hey y'all, welcome back to Holistic Flow. I am your girl, Lolo. Today I'm gonna be talking about some things that I wish I knew before starting Locs. I say wish with quotation marks because I think I know the ample amount of information that I need to know to start Locs, but this is a popular title that people make for their videos, so I put that as the title too. Some of these things are actually things I kind of had an inkling about, but maybe you don't, so I'm gonna tell you about them. So let's go ahead and get into this video. The first thing you should know about starting Locs is that they call it a journey for a reason. Seeing your hair, which is believed to be sacred and spiritual by many people, grow and change, is a reflection of seeing yourself grow and change on the inside. And a journey sometimes changes as far as the intent behind it. So the first thing is that the intentions behind starting your Locs or starting your lock journey may change later on down the line. You may start Locs for you to have a spiritual awakening of some sort. However, once you experience said awakening, there may be a shift in the purpose that your Locs serve for you. But because you will change, the meaning of your Locs to you will change as your Locs grow and mature. Number two is that you will save money because you're not using as many products. There's a lot of moving parts that go into having looser hair. You need a brush, a comb, you need a detangling brush, you need a wide tooth comb, you need a rat tail comb, you need paddle brush, you just need all these things. With Locs, you can just wipe all of those things off the table. Well, not all of them, maybe leave like 2 or 3. You just might become a minimalist with products instead of a product junkie, like I did. If you have not seen my minimalistic lock routine, then I'll leave it in a card right here. I only use 3 products on my hair. You may be different. It may be 2, it may be 4 products, or maybe 5. Whatever it is, it's going to be a lot less than what you would have if you have loose natural hair, which means that you're spending a lot less money on products. And also you're not using as much of each individual product, so you save a lot more money because your products don't run out as fast. Number 3, it's very easy for your Locs to get buildup in them, and one shampoo will not do. You need to shampoo your hair more than once. Lather, rinse, and repeat, or lather, rinse, and repeat times 2 or 3. Buildup can form in the lock right where the lock starts to bud at the root of the hair. And when you do wash your hair, most of the time people shampoo the hair from the root because the scalp is usually the dirtiest part of your hair. While you are massaging your scalp, all of the dirt and oils that are in your scalp are moving from your scalp down the length of your hair. Some of it moves down the lock and then may get stuck right here. So to make sure that all of the products that you put in your hair get out, you have to wash your hair or shampoo your hair more than once. Last time I washed my hair, I realized that I was starting to get buildup. My Locs are currently 8 months old, and I haven't had much buildup until now because they're starting to thicken out. What happened is that the last maybe possibly 2 or 3 times that I washed my hair, I did not rinse all of the soap out of my Locs. So for the past few times that I've washed my hair, the soap just piles on top of each other and gets stuck in my budding that is near the root of my hair. And in order to get that out, I had to take a heavier soap, really massage this part of my hair to get the excess soap out. Buildup doesn't just come from conditioner or creams, maybe oils that you use in your hair that get stuck in there. It actually can come from soap as well. Anything that you don't wash out of your hair, very, very good, can get stuck in your locks. Number 4, the way that your hair looks when it has matured will not look the same as other people's hair looks when it has matured. Every single head of hair is different. It matures differently. I didn't exactly expect my hair to look like this when I first started at this stage, but this is what it looks like. It's just that it's a journey. Part of the journey is accepting whatever will come ahead. Whether you like it or don't like it is fully your choice. You can choose to like something and accept it and choose to not like it. The 5th thing that I actually did wish I knew before I started my locks is that the parting system that you use will determine what your locks look like later on. I used brick layering parting. In the beginning of my lock journey, I really cared about precise parting. However, just like I said before, the intentions of your lock journey may or may not change, and my intentions and what locks mean to me changed. So now I am not as concerned about my parting, as you can probably tell. However, I know that the way that I parted my hair when I started affected the way that my locks look to some extent. Most of my locks are not mature. However, the root is kind of the most locked part of my lock, and most of all of my roots are actually flat. And I'll insert a little clip here to show you how flat most of my roots are. So at first I thought my roots were getting flat because I was sleeping on my locks, but everybody sleeps on their locks because you have to sleep on your head to go to sleep. Most of my parts are wider than they are tall. So most of my parts are rectangle and not actually square. I did all of my parting for my hair. However, I didn't make sure that they were completely square on each side because I didn't know that it was important as to the shape that my lock would be. After I realized that my parting was like this, I went and searched on Pinterest and some on Instagram and realized that most people that have the brick layering parting system, their parts are more tall than they are wide. Either that or they are somewhat perfect of a box, probably because somebody else did their parts and they knew what they were doing. There are other factors that can determine whether you know that your locks are going to be flat, such as if you go to sleep on your locks while they're wet, your hair pattern or your hair type. I took those factors into consideration as well. However, this goes back into the point that you may not fully know what your hair is going to look like when it is maturing. And there are things that you may not find out until you start your locks. That's why a lot of people start their locks over. Honestly, if I would have known that your parting system plays a huge part in the way that your locks are shaped, I probably would have done it differently. I'm in it now, so hey, it is what it is. Number 6 is that locks can make you a lot more carefree. When you do get locks, it's a lot less maintenance. You just really don't have to do much. Washing it, moisturizing it, and if you don't do many styles, then that's really it. And the fact that you don't really have to do much can make you a lot more carefree. When wash day comes, it's not really a day anymore. It's kind of like a couple hours. I feel that there is a newfound form of freedom, if you know what I mean. Number 7 is that locks are always a conversation starter. The amount of people just on media, there's hashtags around it, there's whole communities that will talk about it for hours. And when you're out in public, people may bump into you and ask you about your locks. Having locks makes me feel special and unique. Aside from having locks, no head of locks looks exactly like another. And that is why they're so special. And number 8, you don't necessarily have to retwist your hair. I did not know this before I had locks. I thought that unless you have fully freeform locks, like you just washed your hair one day and said, I'm going to let my hair, my plant, do what it wants to. Unless you have those type of locks, I thought that you always retwist your hair at whatever frequency, 1 month, 2 months, etc. because I thought that retwisting was what helps your hair lock up, and it's not. Retwisting is simply for making the lock look more round. Personally, I realized that why do a retwist when you don't have to? When your hair locks on its own without a retwist, why put in that extra work? Because retwists actually don't help your hair lock. Retwists don't play a part in how fast your hair locks or how slow your hair locks. Since the beginning of May, I haven't retwisted my hair at all, and so far it has been going good. I will definitely do a video update on how the semi-free forming journey is going, especially with a highly dense hair. However, you definitely don't need to retwist. If you want to, go ahead and do you. If you don't want to retwist, go ahead and do you. You'll look great regardless. That is all for this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if any of these 8 things I wish I knew before starting locks resonates with you in the comments down below. Have you started your locks? Are you planning on starting your locks? Let me know, and I hope to see you in my next video. But until then, I'm sending peace your way, love your way, and joy to you, your family, and your friends. All right, y'all. Peace.